What is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, I want to do part 2 of my Google Trends series. I want to compare Innova versus Discraft, and then I want to compare some of the top pros, and then I want to compare the top pros to Brodie Smith to see, is Brodie Smith really that much more talked about than these players? Was it worth getting him on board for Discraft? Is he worth the money they're spending? And we'll just get started with Innova versus Discraft. But before we get started, please don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to leave a comment. Who do you like more, Innova or Discraft, or do you like another brand? Thank you for watching. It's your boy Iceberg Dylan, and you're watching Iceberg TV. So what you see before your eyes right here is actually that Discraft, as far as Google Trends has gone and Google search, has actually been pretty much perpetually more popular online than Innova. Mentally, when I think of disc golf, Innova is actually the first brand that comes to mind, but that's just because that was my experience. When I first started playing, I could go to Walmart and buy discs. They didn't have Discraft in any stores. They only had Innovas in the stores. So that was all we ever saw. But not only did I see Innovas in stores, but I didn't even know Discraft existed because I wasn't even watching any disc golf online. So I wasn't even aware that Discraft existed, but people in the disc golf space ever since 2004 have always been more aware of Discraft than they have been of Innova. So we can see a massive spike here when they got Paul Mcbeth, they got Brodie Smith. They absolutely just are dominating the game right now. They're getting about 4 times more searches than Innova is right now. And the reason I'm comparing these two companies is because I see them as the direct rivals. I see Paul Mcbeth versus Ricky Wysocki. I see Innova versus Discraft. That's what people want to see, and that's what we want to see is these two brands putting their best players forward, competing for world titles and competing for major championships. So now what we'll do here is we'll change this to Ricky Wysocki, and we'll change this to Paul Mcbeth. And this is really cool because it lets us see, is the company getting their money's worth out of these specific players? And they sign these players to sell discs, and if people are talking about these players and they're searching them online, they're going to find the discs and they're going to buy them. So when we look at the search results, we can see Paul Mcbeth has pretty much always been more popular than Ricky, but Ricky has certainly closed the gap. Ever since he moved to Innova, he's been a lot more popular. He changed sponsors, and now a lot more people are following Ricky. They're searching Ricky. And we're seeing a little bit of a drop off here. That's because all these people that were searching these two guys are now probably searching up James Conrad. But as of right now, Paul Mcbeth is doing a really good job, but Discraft is also paying a lot more money for Paul than Innova is paying for Ricky. What I would like to do now, because we can see that Paul Mcbeth is obviously a lot more popular in search than Ricky right now, we can see the Brodie Smith effect here. So we'll do Brodie as the blue line, Paul as the red line. Before Paul really even became popular and before disc golf was really a major sport that people cared about, Brodie Smith was making viral content on YouTube. He became extremely popular doing trick shot videos. And you can see, this is probably around when he started doing videos with Dude Perfect. Brodie was literally getting searched 25 times more than Paul Mcbeth, which is no knock at Paul Mcbeth, but Paul Mcbeth, he's an up-and-coming disc golfer. He was, 1 or 2 world championships deep, and Brodie was dominating the YouTube game, working towards 2 million subscribers, and he maintained that fame for a long time and continued to make viral videos. And then he stepped away from Ultimate Frisbee and took up golf for a while, but he was able to come out with content, keep things fresh, and actually maintain a lot of the fame that he accumulated during his viral career. So now we look, Brodie Smith versus Paul Mcbeth. Paul Mcbeth is actually more popular than Brodie now, which I was actually really amazed to see because Brodie has such a vast following, and Brodie's following is actually starting to taper down now. So we'll see what Brodie is able to do to get those numbers back up, get his searches back up, because Paul Mcbeth is very, very widely searched, more than Brodie Smith right now. And for Discraft to continue to want to work with Brodie, he needs to stay popular and he needs to stay relevant. He needs to continue to play well, and I think he's been doing a really great job at all these things. I'm just going off the data that we'd see in front of us right here. I think we can learn a lot from this data, and I just think it's something that we should pay attention to moving forward. Who do you think Innova and Discraft should look to sign next that will help them get more searches online, more disc sales, and help them grow their brand and focus on the correct target markets? Leave it in the comments section down below. Who comes to mind? Thank you for watching. It's your boy Iceberg Dylan, and you're watching Iceberg TV, and take care.